Well, the mutiny in Burkina Faso is explained primarily by anger within the army in the context of high insecurity, as you mentioned. So on one hand, the army demand appropriate means to fight jihadi groups because they face many issues on the field when it comes to equipment, salaries aren't being paid on time, as well as supplies, and also taking care of the families of those who are killed in combat. And the major latest incident we can talk about is the attack in Inata in November, when 57 members of security and defense forces were killed. This attack caused a wave of indignation in the country because it was learned that this detachment was waiting for material supplies but also food for 2 weeks, and they had to rely on hunting wildlife to survive while on the field. And this coup can also be placed in a context of persistent mistrust between the military and the political in Burkina since the fall of former President Blaise Compaoré in 2014 and the dismantling of the security system that supported and protected his regime at the time. And we see that there is a vicious circle that is being created because on one hand, fearing that the military would seize power when given a lot of means, states tend to limit how they equip them. And on the other side, less equipped military cannot face jihadi groups and have efficient solutions to the insecurity raging in the country. Well, this is definitely a worrying trend on constitutional changes of government in Africa, and especially in Western Africa. Well, there are many reasons behind that, but I can put three forward. The first one would be, in the case of the Sahel, the deteriorating security situation. The contexts vary. In Mali and Burkina Faso, the coup happened as the security situation in the countries was deteriorating with increased terrorist attacks. Hundreds of civilians have died. The numbers of displaced people and refugees has exceeded 1.5 million since the start of the crisis. And social problems are also growing, and thousands of schools are remain closed. So the same scenario, as I said in Mali, where it was combined with dissatisfaction following the results of parliamentary election when President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta was also ousted out of power. In Guinea, the former President Alpha Condé wanted to stay in power by modifying the constitution, which would give him the possibility to carry out a third term. The second reason I would put forward is also the deterioration of the social front. Most of these coups have sort of responded to popular demand. So we've seen that many protests have been ongoing in the region. And when military access power, they're usually supported by majority of the population. And finally, we see that there is like the four men behind the coups have things in common. They're all young, educated officers, and behind this could be the need to break from a former aging ruling elite considered corrupt and incapable of taking responsibility and effectively combating insecurity and responding to the needs of populations as well.